In 2008, Chester and Lisa Moore felt God wanted them to adopt a child from China with special needs.
We prayed over each need, each thought, because we weren't sure what we were capable of, what God wanted for that child and God wanted for us, so we prayed very heavily over it.
Their agency matched them with Faith, a toddler who doctors believed had cerebral palsy and would never walk. She also wasn't talking.
I prayed immediately that the Lord would confirm that this is the right child for us, and more importantly, that we were the right parent for a child with that need. I randomly opened my Bible, and it was in Habakkuk, which says, Yahweh, the Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like those of a deer and enables me to climb on mountain heights. That's the last verse in the entire book, and in my Bible, it's the only verse on the page. She's going to walk. I knew she was going to walk at that moment.
Although the Moores hadn't met their new daughter, they began to pray for her and put her on every prayer chain possible.
I knew prayer was the immediate reaction the Lord wanted from us. He wanted us to open up a more powerful dialogue of prayer, and that gave us a spark of faith that we hadn't had yet. And it really lit a passion for us to seek specific prayer and to pray for every single thing that we possibly could for that child in adoption process.
But then Lisa got a distressing phone call. Chinese doctors diagnosed Faith with mental retardation.
They told us we had the option to get out of this particular case and get another child, so to speak. We immediately got to our knees, and we're weeping like babies and crying. And so we looked at each other and said, the Lord gave us a word. She's going to walk on mountain heights. And we're going to stand on it. And even if she is mentally retarded, she needs a mommy and a daddy.
A few months later, the Moores flew to China to pick up their little Faith.
I see the doors open, and this beautiful little girl comes in, and I was like, oh, there's my baby. And I just fell in love even more, knowing that I was going to hold her forever.
Chester and Lisa spent 6 weeks in China to complete the adoption. During that time, they realized she was very bright.
We knew that mental retardation was not there. Either she was healed by God through our prayers, or it was just a mislabeling from the doctor. Whatever it was, there was no mental retardation there.
Still facing the possibility of cerebral palsy, they took her to church for prayer just one day after flying home.
We immediately took her down to have our pastor and the elders pray for her, because we knew that there were obstacles, and we knew we needed as much faith and prayer and anointing over that child as is possible.
The next day, Faith took her first steps.
The power of prayer and God's response to that prayer is the reason she took those 10 steps, without question. In a very short time, within 6 weeks of us having her in China and I guess a month of being here, she was walking like she'd been walking for years.
And with just 2 weeks of speech therapy, Faith started talking up a storm. Today, Faith is a healthy 6-year-old.
You don't have hands.
You don't have
hands? No. What do panda bears have? Do they have hands or do they have what?
Arms.
They have arms.
Faith has more energy than Chester and Lisa ever thought possible.
When I see Faith playing on the playground, the big smile on her face, just running with an abundance of joy, it overwhelms me so much that the power of prayer has just healed that little girl.
When I look at my daughter and see her smiling face and her incredible energy, my reaction is I am looking at the answer to prayer, literally looking at an answer to prayer in front of me.
I love you.